I'm sorry.
I'm not muted. Sitting here recording me talk to you. Realize that as people join, I don't need to necessarily approve them, but it's I have to promote them to panelists, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Erica. Erica. And I can't figure out how to get us live on Facebook. But that's okay. Ooh, Cassandra's here. Yay. It is going to be fun, guys. I'm just going to take like maybe 2 more minutes to keep getting people in. And then we'll get started, okay? Here's what I need. If you're here already, I want to make sure you guys have a pen and a paper because we're going to dive into an activity.
And Dee's here.
Mamoon. That is, hey, how are you, Cassandra? How do I do that?
Yes, I'm here.
Sorry, Mamoon, I accidentally muted you while I was doing the screen. Go here. Here. All right here. Boom. All right, cool. I'm giving control to Stacy so she can let people in and we can get started. All right, we are coming to you live from Mexico. Look at this. You ready? Look at that. Oh, you can't even really see it that well, but that's the balcony. We had a little bit of scattered clouds and potential thunderstorms today, so we just went swimming in the pool. That was fun. So we're not complaining about that at all. Janine is here, right on. Cool. We just gotta let her in. All right. I want to make sure that you guys know what you're getting yourself into. So I'm just going to give you my pitch right from the beginning. Teresa, hi. It's nice to see you. I have not had the chance to interact with you yet. It's nice to see you. Janine, I'm so excited to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in such a long time. And I haven't seen you in a long time either, Cassandra, so I'm glad you're here. We are going, it has been forever, Janine. I'm excited that you're here. It is so good like this. Like I was just showing everybody, like the sliding glass doors like open the whole way. So it's like a whole wall of open sliding glass door.
Oh my gosh.
I just love it. Cool.
Awesome.
Okay. This is not going to be like a regular mindset call that we typically do. What I want to do now, this is going to be a 3-phased approach, like a 3-phased call. So this is part 1. There will be part 2 on January 4th. And then part 3 is January 11th. Denise is here. Okay, so the first part, what we're doing is we're coming to the end of the year, right? It's the end of December. Well, it's actually the beginning of December, but we're gonna be wrapping up December pretty quickly. And as we're wrapping up, we need to do a little reflection on all of the goals that we had for 2020, where we showed up on those goals. Hi, Denise. And then as we plan into 2021, we want to start thinking about, well, what do we actually want to accomplish in 2021? And this call today is all about analyzing where we've been in 2020 and what we were able to do, everything that we overcame, and everything that we're grateful for. And we're going to write that down. That's going to be part of the first exercise. The next thing is we're going to talk about what do we really like, what would make us feel incredible to close the year with for the next, let's say 24 days. What are some things that we could do to get one last, book a win between now and December 31st? And then what are we going to do as we head into 2021? What are some of our goals? So we're going to be going through and doing an activity together. But the first thing that I want everybody to do is make sure, does everybody have a pen and paper? Yeah, okay, good. So I want you guys to sit there and think. We're going to do a little breathing exercise because I'm woo-woo, I'm a little hippie over here. I want to do some breathing and kind of get into a meditative flow, a meditative state to get into that really good zone, right? So just Flex your neck out, rub around, roll in circles. And we're going to take a deep breath through our nose. And when you do this, what I want you to do, I actually want you to put your hand on your belly button. And as you're inhaling, I want you to feel your stomach fill out so that your hand is pushed out. And then when you exhale, I want you to exhale through your mouth, and we're literally going to be obnoxious about it. It's going to look like this. Are you ready? You're going to haw breath out. Like nobody's there. Don't worry if your breath stinks. Nobody's going to sniff it. But it's really important that you do it that way, because we're inhaling and then we're going to exhale and we're going to release all the tension. And what we're doing is we're going to inhale for a count of 4. We're going to exhale a haw breath for a count of 6. Okay. I've already done it before I got on, so I'm going to be the one counting for you. When I say in, I'm going to start counting to 4. And when I say out, I'm going to count to 6, and then I'll just say in, out. We're going to do that 4 times. Try not to pass out. Everybody good? Give me a thumbs up if you're good. Yeah. If your camera isn't on, this is going to be really difficult because I can't see you. Joseph, thank you, man. I love your hoodie. Red's my favorite color. Okay, here we go. Calvin, thank you for turning your camera on and being with me. You guys ready? We're going to inhale through the nose on a count of 4. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. In, 2, 3, 4, out. All the way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Push out, and just relax for a second and just sit there. Now I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to go back to the beginning of 2020. Just close your eyes and journey with me back to January. What were some of the things that you saw yourself doing in the year 2020, long before March and COVID happened? What were some of those things? I want you to get reassociated with those goals that you had for yourself in 2020. I know what I personally wanted to get done. And now I want you to start thinking about what were those goals, and now we're going to stop, open our eyes, and list as many as you can. Okay, so grab your paper and your pen. I'm going to start the timer for 2 minutes. Just start writing down all of the things that you really wanted to set out to get done in 2020. Don't worry, I'm doing it with you. How's everybody doing so far? I still see people writing. I'm going to give you a little bit more time. coming through. Okay. Anybody want to share anything? I'll share too if you guys don't mind. It's going to segue right into our next thing. I'll give you an example. So some of the things that I wanted to do in 2020, where I wanted to acquire more properties. I wanted to spend time with family, vacationing. I wanted to start a training business to help other investors and revamp that process. And I also wanted to help business owners, right? I set out, I had my own business consulting company, and I was going to help all these businesses improve all of their performance. And then in March, I hit COVID. And a lot of the clients that I had, their businesses were brick and mortar and they shut down. And it really taught me something, right? It taught me how to pivot and how to say, okay, this is what I want to accomplish for the year, but there's these hurdles, and how can I sort of be the water and go around those obstacles? And so I decided to shift my entire business to an online presence. And that in and of itself has been a huge learning opportunity for me, right? So what I want you guys to think about is, of all the things you set out to accomplish, two-part question: what got in your way and how did you adapt and overcome? Okay, let's try that one. How you guys doing? You guys okay? Yeah. All right, so a couple minutes there. One of our biggest tools that we have as human beings is our mind, right? And your mindset, it sets the tone for everything. So one of the things that I really want you to look back on and congratulate yourself for, recognize and be grateful for, is your ability. Like, it has been, let's just be honest, it's been a really rough year, right? It's like lockdowns, shutdowns, quarantines, all of the negative energy. And there's been plenty of times where I personally have had to sit back, raise my vibration, and try to come from a place of abundance and not freak out and make sure that I was adding to all the negative energy. And that's been really important for me. And there's been plenty of opportunity where, when there's a lot of obstacles, to just kind of sit there and wallow in it. And being able to have that mental fortitude to say, no, that's not going to happen to me today. Life is 10% what happens to me, 90% how I respond. That's always my motto. So how can I adjust and overcome the challenge, right? And there is something to be said about everybody, especially on this call, that did that. I want you to sit back and think about for 2020, what are you grateful for? What are you most proud of? And when it comes to your accomplishments, like, I want you to sit here and literally acknowledge yourself, right? It's that one time where you stop and smell the roses, that, you know, you are winning, you have won. There are things that you have done that have been very good. And I want you to sit here and think about and write down, what do you appreciate about yourself? What are things that you like and love about yourself that are skill sets, attitude, mindset, whatever it might be, that help you win? Even just the smallest things that help you win and give you momentum. I want you to make that list. Like, what do you love most about you? And what are you most proud about you? Got about 1 more minute, and then I'll open up and share. I'll share mine. So I was just sitting here writing my list and I couldn't help it. But yeah, if I didn't have my sense of humor, I don't know that anyone would have made it out alive this year that I was friends with or knew or in my family. I can't tell you how many times I found myself laughing this year. But I think the thing that I'm most proud of is my ability to take my gut instinct mixed with raw data and shift and make the decisions, make business decisions based on that. It's not one or the other. It's like I have this gift, and I don't want to sound cocky, but I have a gift where I sense it intuitively. It's like, you know, you hear that voice in your head and you're like, yes, the universe is speaking to me. I need to do this, mixed with all the data that goes with it. And, you know, it was a little bit over a year ago that we started our real estate training company. And at the same time, I was, you know, getting the wheels going on this business consulting company. And we were doing really well until March, and then COVID hit. And I was like, wow, we had all these mastermind live events, like physical events that you could go to. Janine went to 2 of them. And we were really excited. We were gaining a lot of traction, and I had this massive vision for all of these events, and we were going to, you know, bring it home and change lives and do all the things. Then COVID hit, and I was like, well, I guess that shit isn't going to happen. And Stacy and I had been chatting about the whole thing. Like, I really don't want to give up on that dream. And, you know, when March hit, I'll never forget, it was March 20th. And for me, I was like, I really do want to help people, whether it's in business or not. Like, I really want to help share what we know. And I have 22 years in corporate America that I could share with other business owners. We also do real estate. We could share with that. So we literally thought about the whole process. and then decided, okay, well, we'll just shift and do it online and build a Facebook group and continue to pour into that. And now we're helping 46 people continue to buy apartments, if you're Battelle, you're buying a motel, like do all those things and build generational wealth. And it could have just been like, I'm literally sitting here like, thank God for COVID. I know that sounds really horrible, but if it had not been for that, I wouldn't have shifted the business, and we wouldn't have had so much. There's a mosquito in my face, sorry. We wouldn't have had so much impact in such a short amount of time doing those physical events. It wasn't as impactful. People would leave with training, but they didn't get the whole package, right? And so I'm really grateful for my ability to laugh and say, okay, I just dumped all this money into these physical live events and it's not going anywhere, but I guess I'm going to have to just shift directions and go this way to help people in a different way. And that is what I'm very proud of myself for, because instead of just sitting stuck, staring at analysis paralysis or what am I going to do, I just listened to my gut and realized that there was an audience that needed help, and then really just worked for the past year to try to show up in that way. And we ended up, now we're at the point where we've been able to hire a team and help other people, and it just feels really good. So it sounds really crappy, but in a lot of ways, Stacy and I look at 2020 as a very good year, in spite of COVID, if that makes sense. I don't want to make it sound any kind of glamorous, but I feel like whenever there's some sort of huge event in life, there's two things that could happen. You can look at it as a lesson that you've learned and like change your entire way and become a different person, or you can kind of stay stuck in the woe is me and not gain any traction. So I'm really proud of the fact that we adjusted, right? And like, I'm sure a lot of you on this call right now made a lot of adjustments during the year. So, but there's also a lot of shit on my list we didn't get to because of COVID. And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff on your list that you didn't get to because of X, Y, or Z. So what I want you to do now is now that we've gone through and we've talked about what were our goals for 2020, what are we most proud of, what got on our way, what did we overcome? Now, what's left to do, right? I have like 5 things myself. What's left on your list to do? And then I want to talk about how we can make a goal to try to get that done between now and the 31st, and then start really mapping out what 2021 is going to look like. So write down, if you can, just a couple of things, the first few items that come to your mind on, man, what do I really still want to get done that I haven't done? And there might be 4 or 5 things. Then we're just going to pick the one that you think you could book a win with, right? You could book a win by the end of the year and close the year feeling strong. And even if you don't have enough time to close the year, at least you're going to be positioning yourself come January to hit 2021 with a bang. So just start thinking about that right now. I'm going to do another couple minutes, write down your notes. And it's going to be important for you guys to keep these notes for the January 4th call, because we're going to have some fun.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah, who is that?
I missed some of it's Laurel.
Hi, Laura, where are you? Why can't I see? Oh, there you are. Hi.
I don't know where I'm at on your screen. Sorry, can't help you with that.
What? I'm just
Some of
kidding.
what you said, your speaker was going out in and out on, and I don't know if it's just me or if it was everybody else, but I missed some of what you said.
It was everybody else. I'm sorry, guys. Is my speaker okay now? All right. This happens to me and Natasha all the time. She's always like, Jen, your speaker's messed up. Okay, how about you?
Yeah, it's very glitchy. It's not, and I couldn't hear it. I was able to make out what you said, but I couldn't understand if she didn't hear you. It was hard. It was hard to hear.
Jen, I can't hear you either. It's going in and out. I have no idea what you said. Can you hear me? No.
Okay, let me take the mute button off. Can you hear me now? Yeah, was that really
Yeah.
loud?
No, that sounds better. That sounds a lot better.
Thank you, Tori. Earlier, I was on a call with Natasha, and she was like, I don't know what the hell you did to your microphone, but you need to fix it. And now when I do my settings on Zoom, guys, like I cannot figure out what setting it is when she finally goes, oh, okay, now I can hear you. All right. So Laurel, thank you. I had no idea that nobody could hear me. what I was just saying is it's super important now that we have sat back and we thought about like, what did we accomplish in 2020? Like, what were our goals? Where did we overcome and adjust? And what are we most proud of ourselves for? Now I want you to think about everything that was on your list, the goals that you had for 2020, everything that was on the list that you didn't get to. What I want you to do is write that down. And we're going to try to book a win by saying, okay, whatever those last, 4 or 5 items might be, which one could I maybe get done by the end of December? If not, get it like locked and ready to go. So the first thing I do in January of next year is just fly out of the gate doing it, right? So that we set ourselves up. Did that come through okay? Okay. Thank you, Laurel. I appreciate it. I'm over here thinking I'm just all kinds of good communication. No. One of my favorite things that we used to, when we did our live events at our masterminds, was going through and doing like mindset work. And one thing that I had planned was to do a board break at our next activity. And I'm really sad that we can't do that, but I'm going to try to do it right now. Something different. We're going to do a paper tear. We're going to do a paper tear, guys. They're probably like, what in the hell is this broad talking about? All right. Hey, my battery's low. That could be problematic. Thanks. Okay. There we go. Okay. So does everybody have like 4 or 5 items, even just 1 or 2 items that you didn't quite accomplish in 2020 that you'd like to try to get done before we close the year out? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I like it. I like it. But I didn't realize you were here. How are you? Okay. Oh, and Joanne Fry is here. Hello, Joanne. Okay. Here's what I want to do. I want you to look at the one goal, like out of those 4 or 5 items, 1 to 5 items. Let's just some people, I have a long list because I always want to accomplish way more than I could probably do in a year. My eyes are bigger than my stomach. What is the most realistic one on your list that if you put some intention and planned strategic action, you could probably get done by the end of December or kick off January? Pick one thing that we're going to book a win on your list and circle it. That's all you got to do right now is circle it. Hey, Cammie. Where's Leroy's shoulder? He's at work. Oh, Vandy, you're back. What's up? Daly is here. Man, I didn't even get to take like roll. I usually get to take roll and see who's here. Got a lot of people here. This is awesome. I think this is the biggest call we've had. This is awesome. Antonio, is that our new Antonio? What is up? How are you? This is cool. I haven't had this many people to my mindset call. I'm really excited right now. You guys like make me feel so loved. Okay. We got, and Chris Lucero's here. Chris, I saw you on your Harley. I have one too. I was like, yes, a fellow rider.
Awesome.
Yes. Love it. Okay. So Now that everybody's got their items circled, we're going to do something that, have you guys ever heard of visualization? You know, the Blue Angels, they fly like this far apart, man, and they just do incredible things. But one of their biggest like training simulations is that they're instructed to sit there and they literally close their eyes and they visualize their entire flight pattern in their mind, so that in their mind and in their body, they're doing the whole flight. And therefore, when they get up there, they're so good at it because they've already seen themselves there and they've already gone there. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to take the one item that you circled on your list and I want you to think about, we're going to close our eyes. Nobody's going to be able to see each other. So it's okay. Just close your eyes. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to think about that one item and what would it look like 15 minutes after we've completed it successfully. So I want you to just think about that for a minute. That one item. What's it going to look like? It's 15 minutes after you just finished it. It's successfully completed. You're feeling really damn good. Like, what do you see through your own eyes? What do you see? What do you smell? What do you hear? Like, I really want you to go there in your mind. What would completing that one task do for you? What would it make you feel? What would it make you feel about yourself? How would it make you feel about your future? And I want you to really go there. Like, go down into your body. I want you to look down, even through your own eyes, look down at your feet and be in that moment. You just completed that task. It's been 15 minutes and you're just like sitting there so excited with yourself. And do you have a picture in your mind that you see? I want you to take that picture that you see, you looking through your own eyes. You can smell whatever, like right now, I smell flowers. I don't know why, but I do. Like, I smell flowers. I see my picture. I hear things. There's birds chirping. What do you hear? What do you see? What do you smell? Put a frame around the picture. I want you to frame it right now. And I want you to picture your right hand reaching out to the corner of that picture and holding it. I want you to envision it so closely that you actually see your thumb looking back at you because you're holding the picture. Then I want you to push it straight out in front of you and just let it go. And you're dropping it into your own personal timeline, right? And as you let that go, we're just closing it. And that is you every day putting that out there as a visualization, seeing yourself. You've gone there now. You know what it feels like. You know what it smells like. You know what it's all about to finish that task. And now when you open your eyes, I want you to write down the first date that comes to mind in completing that task. When you first open your eyes, write down the first date that comes to mind when you think you're going to get that done. That's your higher self giving you some clues. Now, this is where we're going to have a lot of fun. If there was no limit to what you could accomplish in 2021, no limit at all, no time restriction, no money restriction, no relationship, location, no limit, what would you want to have accomplished and have by December 31st, 2021? Make it so big that you have to change who you are to get it. I will tell you, in 2020, my goal, I wanted to make $1.5 million for the year. $1.5 million. Do you think I was upset when I hit 750? No. My goal for 2021 is $5 million. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do that. Right? I didn't know how the hell I'd hit 1.5, but I got halfway there. Okay. Make it so big that you're going to change who you are to become that person that's getting that goal. You know, if you want $80,000 a month in passive income, put it out there. I wanted $125,000 in passive income for 2021, $125,000 a month. That's what I wanted. You get pretty close when you put it that big. Now, how big is it? Is it a revenue goal? Is it a doors goal? I personally like to add 20 to 40 doors. Yeah, how many doors do you want to add per quarter or for the year? How much revenue do you want from that? Is there anywhere you want to travel? I know I want to go to Atlantis next year, but I might have to settle on Hawaii. The kids are just too young, I think. I think we need one more year for them before they can run around Atlantis. Where do you want to go? What are your deepest wishes that you really want? And now the next question is, what would that do for you? What would it do for you if you hit those goals? How would it change your life? A lot of folks, there's a lot of different wants and desires out there. Like not all of us want the same things. For me, it's not even about money. I just want to have enough money to be able to go see the world. Quite honestly, that's all that matters to me. You're not going to see me driving a Lambo. You're not going to see me getting Bugattis. I don't give a shit about any of that. All I care about is raising my kids and taking and vacations and showing them the world and just being able to be there and be present. And that's what's important. The revenue will help me get there, but it's okay if you want a Bugatti, write it down. You know what I mean? Like, we don't all want the same things. And because everybody wants different things, there's so much to go around, and we can all get what we want. And maybe it's, maybe you want some, I don't know, what are the ongoing shoes these days? It's been so long since I've known anything about, was it Sex in the City, when she used to buy all those crazy shoes that were like $600 a pop. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of money on shoes. Whatever your thing is, what do you want? And write it down. No limit. You don't even know how you're going to get it, but you know you want it. And then what does that do for you? What doors does it open up? And the next thing I want you to write down, and this is going to, I almost want you to write this on the other side of the paper. Actually, just write on a different piece of paper entirely. Let's do that. On this other piece of paper, on the very top, I want you to write right across the top, obstacles. Okay. And this is where I'm going to let you go ahead and dive in on every dang blasted excuse or reason that you won't hit that goal or that you won't get those things. Go ahead and write them all down. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. My husband said no. My wife said no. I got to do all these other things. Whatever it is, list it all out. Every single blasted, I'm going to call it excuse, but it's every obstacle that you see, right? Because it might not be an excuse. So you might literally see it as an obstacle. And Tajane, I just saw your comment. So what I want you to do, Tajane, is for 2020, I want you to recap all the goals that you had for 2020. Think about what you overcame, how you adjusted, and then what are you most proud of for accomplishing in 2020? And then from there, I want you to start thinking about everything you want in 2021. And then you'll be caught up. And where are you? I don't even see you on the, oh shit, I have 2 pages. Okay, got it. That's why I don't see you, Tajane, sorry. Oh, you don't have your camera on anyway, it's okay. I was gonna say hi, but that's okay. You don't have to turn your camera on, unless you wanted to. She's still not gonna turn the camera. Fine. Yeah, that's bad. There she is. What's up, girl? I haven't seen you in a long time. It's good to see you. Okay. Does everybody have their obstacles written down? Kahisha, I could take a stab at yours. You want me to take a stab at yours? Just for shits and giggles, it'll be fun. My son's online school, he's going to come into my office. We might get relocated for the 4th time, like all the things, right? Yeah. In life happens that way. It's just crazy. Obstacles for our goals in 2021. Yes, Patel. All the things that you said you wanted, now I want you to tell me what's standing in your way, Patel. What's going to happen that's going to prevent it for you? Maureen, hi. I always love Maureen's chair. I don't know. It's just so, yeah, it's like so futuristic, Al Pacino in Scarface, yet not. I love it. what we did, Maureen, is we went through 2020, thought about everything you wanted to achieve, and then thinking about what obstacles came up as you tried to achieve those, and then how did you adapt and adjust? And then what were you able to accomplish that you're most proud of? And then we're talking about what we really want in 2021, whether it's revenue, doors, more family time, ability to vacay, all of those things. My children are having a blast out there. They're living their best life and screaming, and I'm sorry if they're distracting you. I'm one of those parents that kind of spoils them a little bit though. Gaming chair. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. It's a gaming chair. Okay, so everybody's got the obstacles that are going to be stepping in their way, unable to get it. You know what's really crazy is I just looked down and I saw Cynthia Chang's moonroof. And I saw trees moving and I was like, oh my God. And then I realized she's dedicated though. Like she's driving and listening, Cynthia. I'm glad you're here. But it tripped me out because all of a sudden I saw moving trees. What I want you guys to do on that piece of paper that you have all of your obstacles, just hold it up for me really quick. I want to see these obstacles. Don't worry. There you go. Very few obstacles. I like it. Very good. Ooh, Thalia, you got a lot of them. All right, hold it right here. Just like this and rip it. Rip it. Now crumble it up. Now crumble it up. And then throw that shit in the trash. You see Natasha, Cassandra's like, you made me write that shit. Hey, this is a mindset activity, Cassandra. Just rip it up. This is what you're going to do next. I know you don't hate me. Trust me. You're going to love me. You're going to love me. Now I want you to write down. Remember when I told you in 2020, everything you had to overcome and you adapted and adjusted. Remember those skills that you were so proud of yourself for? How do those apply now to all those obstacles that you told me about? You feeling like you could probably get through them? Yeah, I'm such an ass, but I had to, if you don't write it out, then you don't know. I'm sorry, Cassandra. Don't worry, I'll do it again some other time. I won't disappoint. Here's what we're gonna do. Do you guys know how to make a goal for like a SMART goal? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, right? Okay, so what I want you to do is you guys wrote down what you want for 2021, right? And it's kind of like a broad picture of what you really want to accomplish. I want you to try to chunk that down in like, what are some quarterly goals that you can hit 3 months at a time, right? What are some quarterly goals that you can hit? Because we really want to talk about the first quarter of 2021, which is January, February, and March. So when I think about January, February, March, I think about, God, Stacy's probably going to kill me. I think about, we have a market that, we could probably start thinking about exiting, and I could probably start thinking about, look at her face at me right now. She's looking straight at me, by the way, like over computer screens. And we could probably start, diving into a newer market, like pull out and then pull in. That sounded really bad, but you know what I mean? Like get into the next market and really just gain a lot of traction. But that takes a lot of work. And so I'm thinking, there's a lot to move around. There's a lot of little moving pieces, and Stacey's going to kill me. But I think at least, for the first quarter of 2021, I could have 3 markets picked out that I'm really passionate about, and I could probably sell her. Like I just posted yesterday, I could sell a condom to a monk. I could probably sell Stacey on the new markets, like 3 of them, and really just like do a couple of tester properties in those markets and see how they stick until we find the market. And if I can validate, she's still laughing, if I could validate that for her through numbers and gut intuition and everything that got me through 2020, then I'm pretty sure we should be successful using the same approach that we've been using, right? So when I think about the first quarter, I got a baby step stuff with Stace because she's like, I don't know if we need to do that yet. So, but yet on the flip side, as soon as I get her into acquisition mode, she'll get 12 houses in a day and be like, oh, we're going to be fine. Don't worry. You can just step away from the poker table and sign 4 closings today, right? I'm like, sure. So once I get her going, like we're gone. So I got to be sure, you know what I mean? So I think about the first quarter and then the second quarter all at once, because I know once I get her going, it's like inertia. It doesn't stop. So for the first quarter, I'm thinking pick 3 markets, get a couple of properties in each market, like 1 in each market, test it, make sure it's where we want to like camp out for the next 3 to 5 years. Our strategy is a little bit different than most. I like to pick a market and then just go deep in it and stay there for a minute and then pull the hell out and go to the next big thing with bigger, like more doors under one roof, right? If I could do that, then probably like April, May, June, then I could probably convince her to get more properties in whatever market I pick. And then she'll go crazy acquiring all of them. And then by July, quite frankly, I'll be like, oh shit, I got to reel her back in. Right. So I kind of already see what the year will look like. And I know that if I front load the front half, the back half will be all about stabilization and getting all of those properties, you know, because we go after value add all the time, getting them up to where we want them to be performing. So what I want you guys to do, that's just a quick example, high level example of how I look at it. I want you guys to think about what would be the biggest win for me in the first 3 months of 2021, right? So some of you on here are wholesaling cash flow properties. Some of you are wholesaling, just regular wholesaling. Some of you are already doing buy and holds in the multifamily realm of the world, like 2 to 4 units. And some of you are already in apartments. And what I want you to think about is how many, like, for example, if I don't think Steve Caro is on the call, and I don't think Joni's on the call, and I don't think, but Patel's on the call. Okay. We've had a couple of students close on multiple apartments in the past couple of months, but Patel, you're here. So you've got your 7 unit, right? 9 unit, sorry. And then this other 7 unit that you're thinking about. Like, I want you to think about for the first 3 months of 2021, what do I need to do with that 7 unit to get it, you know, pumping and moving and bumping so that I can move on to that other unit or the 9 unit. God, I'm losing track.
They're both 9.
They're both 9. Thank you. Geez, I'm sorry, Patel. I don't mean to like discredit however many units you have. It's hard to remember. So, but what I'm saying is the gist is this. I want you to think about what does that first quarter look like? I know you're in the middle of rehabbing that 9 unit. What does that look like as you stabilize that and get it going before you bring on another property? So when we first started, I always like to think about things in quarters, 3 months at a time. And how many are we doing? Back in the day, we were really buck wild in 2017, would have 12 flips going on while doing renovations on duplexes all at the same time. That can get crazy if you're not a seasoned investor. So thinking about in a 3-month time period, this is what I really want to do. These are the properties that I have that I'm renovating and that I'm going to take this time right here and make sure that that shit is stabilized before I get into this next group of properties. So we want you to think about wrapping your mind around from a quarterly perspective, what could I accomplish in that first 3 months of January? And what do I need to get done now in order to do it? Just literally brainstorm it, just write it all down. Because what you're doing is you're getting your brain to start thinking about solving that problem for you already. And usually what happens, I don't know how many of you will go to sleep and you wake up and you have an answer to a problem you've been struggling with for a while. I don't know about you, but that's how it works for me. I sit there and I'm like, okay, these are all the problems and I got to sleep on it. I think that's where the phrase may have even come from. I'm going to sleep on it. And sure shit, I wake up and I'm like, oh, I have about 4 different ways that I can skin this cat. Cool. Let me go figure out the best way. So as you're writing all of this down and data dumping it, your brain is already trying to fix it. It's already trying to figure it out for you. And so that's why it's really critical to do this. And this is something that I'm going to ask that you do for the rest of the month is I want you to seriously think about what do I want to accomplish in the first 3 months of 2021? That's right. And remember that little visualization that we did earlier where I had you sit down and think about, okay, it's 15 minutes after I already accomplished it successfully. Now, what does that look like, feel like, smell like, taste like, and put it out there and drop it? You're going to do that every day. And that is manifestation. I did that for a few of our students, and the manifestation process, like they visualize it, they go there in their mind and they do those things. Literally, the more you can smell, taste, or hear and looking through your own eyes when you put yourself into that state, the better, because you literally are visualizing yourself do it and your mind doesn't realize it. It's not already there. And so therefore it starts to manifest it for you. And you realize that the more you focus on it every day, the more actions you take to accomplishing it, completely subconscious too. Like if you just wake up every day, you're going to take these goals that you've written down for yourself today. Between now and our next mindset call, I'm going to ask you to do it every day. I want you to write it down and I want you to read it. We're going to do one last activity at the end. So don't worry. This is what I'm going to be having you do at the end. I'm going to have you write a "I'm so happy and grateful" statement. Okay. Like, here we go. It'll be like, I'm so happy and grateful that I closed on my 9-unit property and got it completely renovated. And I'm so happy and grateful that because of that process and through the conversations that I had with other realtors, relationships, brokers, whatever, I got this other deal that landed in my lap. And I'm super happy and grateful that now I'm on the process of writing my LOI for that property and getting it under contract so I can rinse and repeat all these steps again. And pretty soon, by the end of the quarter, you'll be sitting there with double-digit doors and you'll have all of this. You're writing it as if it's already happened. Does that make sense? So let's just say we're going to write the goals March 31st, 2021. So I want you on a blank piece of paper or a journal if you've got it. I prefer that you have a journal. If you don't, you can get one later. But I have 1,000 journals, and one of them is like where I write my visualization and my manifestation goals. So on your paper, I want you to literally write, it is March 31st, 2021. And I am so happy and grateful that, and just start writing all of the things that you've accomplished as if you've already accomplished them based on the goals that you wrote. Just write them all down. We're going to do this for 5 minutes. And then I'm going to ask some courageous individual to share. So make it really good and juicy. Don't worry, I won't make you voluntold. Ooh, Thalia, I just saw that if the grass is greener, water. Yes, if the grass is greener on the other side, water yours. It's one of my favorite ones. It's a good one. And I'm glad you didn't rip your paper if your other notes were on the back, Thalia. All right, guys, everybody doing, oh, Christina Colon, you're here. Hello. Welcome back. All right. Are you guys doing okay? We need more time. Need more time. Okay. I see a couple of people raising the time. Need more time. Christina's asking a question. Go ahead. I didn't see it. Christina, are you still here? You are, right? There you go. Okay. Your question is the goals for end of March 31st. Is that what your question was? I can't see the question. Mm-mm. I'm sorry. Can you come off? Thank you. Go ahead.
I was just asking, what was the, I heard the last few sentences of your assignment. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we are writing down. I want you to write down, it's March 31st, 2021. And I am so happy and grateful that and then list all of the things that you want to accomplish. You're writing it as if it happened.
Got it.
Yes. Okay. How many of you guys, by show of hands, have people in your life that they inadvertently, and they probably don't realize they do it, but they plant seeds of doubt? Anybody? Okay. Yeah. I'm like, there's gotta be family members everywhere that do that to people, right? Like 85% of families are dysfunctional. So that's okay. They don't realize they're trying to protect you. So here's what I want you to do to fight against that, because that can be, I'll just be full disclosure. My father, I love him to death, but the man is all about 9 to 5, is nothing but stable. Why the hell did you leave a $250,000 a year job? Are you crazy to go do real estate? When I said do real estate, I meant let somebody else do it and just give them your money. Like, it was a shit show. Okay. And he could not believe that I went to school and got a bachelor's and a master's and did all this stuff about business, climbed a corporate ladder, and then resigned. He was beside himself for a smooth 3 years. It wasn't until probably 2 years ago that he finally was like, wow, that's really cool. I'm really right. Okay. So you did it. You're an entrepreneur. I had to fight through that. And now I want to teach you how to do the same thing. So if that is something that is 100% present in your life, I want you to do this. I want you to go out 1 year from today. Okay. All the way out till December 2021. And I want you to think about all of the people that might doubt you along this process. What are some of, like, I want you to literally close your eyes and visualize them saying the things you think they will say to you, even though you believe in yourself. Like, what are the things they're going to say to you? And now what I want you to do is I want you to ask your unconscious mind, what does it need to learn from this particular person? Preserve those learnings now so that you have them in the future. And envision yourself. What are you going to say to this person? And just do that now so you have completion energy. You're just going to address it. It's pre-addressing an objection, a family objection to your plan and your goal. Who's going to say what, and how are you going to show up anyway? I was raised to win my arguments through action versus words. So what helped me is I saw myself, I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to prove them wrong. I can do this. And I tied everything to that. I don't know if you guys realize this, but I was an entrepreneur when I was freaking 9 years old. I was growing up in the streets of Folsom, California, and Doritos literally changed my life. No joke. I think I made a post on it before, but I hustled and sold Doritos on the corner to a bunch of stoners that were smoking weed. And man, that felt good. And I knew at that young age that I was meant to be in business, and whatever that business was, it was just 9 to 5s were not for me. But by the time my dad ended up raising me, he was like, no, you got to get a job and you got to, like, that's the end all be all. You got to get a job and you got to climb that corporate ladder, like right now. And if you don't get a college education, like I will spit on you. Okay. He didn't say that, but for me, there was a lot of doubt associated, even for myself, because my parents' voice was in my ear, right? Telling me, no, you need a 9 to 5. That's more secure. You need this. This is stability. People that do that, entrepreneurs, like they lose everything or they get everything. It's one or the other. And I had a lot of self-limiting beliefs I had to overcome because I heard somebody else's voice telling me you can't do it. And there's nothing more disempowering. So I want to empower you to think about who are those people, what will they be saying to you, and how do you see yourself right now moving through that, not affected, just, yeah, I hear you, but that's not me. You guys feel pretty comfortable about shaking it off, or who needs help? Anybody need help? Oh, man, no, nobody has daddy issues like me. I'm just kidding. I don't have daddy issues. Laurel, you want to come off mute, Laurel?
Sure, I'll come off mute.
Okay, so you don't have to say any names and you don't have to come out with it, but I want you to think in your mind who those people are. Maybe it's just one person, right? Who has a considerable amount of influence over you. Just close your eyes. I'll close my eyes with you. We'll close our eyes. I want you to bring that person up and literally, like, looking through your own eyes, looking at them. I want you to hear them telling you, what do you think they're going to say? And if you feel comfortable sharing it, just throw it out there. If not, that's fine too. What do you think they're going to say? Now, oh, are you going to share? Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to share. I don't have the skills to do the things I want to do.
Okay. And when you hear that, where do you feel it in your body?
Oh, right here in my chest.
In the chest. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. What do you want to believe instead about yourself?
That I either have the skills or I can get the skills.
Do you believe that now?
No.
Shit. Are you ready to do a belief change really quick? Is everybody okay if I help Laurel release this? Okay. All right, Laurel. This is what we're going to do. Now, do you have a picture of when that person says that to you? Can you, like, get a picture in your mind?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some questions really quick. Is it black and white or color?
Color.
Near or far from you?
Near.
How near? 6 inches, 3 inches? How far?
About a foot.
A foot? Okay. Is it bright or dim?
Bright.
Are you seeing through your own eyes or do you see yourself in it?
I see it through my own eyes.
Okay. Is it focused or defocused?
Focused.
All right. Is it changing or is it steady, the image?
It changes.
Okay. Is it framed or panoramic?
It's not neither.
Okay. But it's just there.
It's just there. Yeah.
Okay. Is it movie or still?
It's like a GIF.
Okay. I like it. That's a very good explanation. Do you hear any sounds?
No.
Okay. Do you have any feeling in your body still in the chest, right?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the intensity of that feeling, that tension in your chest?
An 8.
An 8. And what size is it? A grapefruit, a grape, a watermelon? Like, what size is the size of the feeling on your chest?
Like the cutie oranges.
Okay. Okay, cool. Here's what I want you to do, Laura. I want you to open your eyes for me. And do you smell Pop-Tarts? No? Cool. All right. So what do you want to believe instead?
I want to believe that I have the skills or I can get the skills to do the things that I want to accomplish.
Awesome. Now, if you close your eyes, can you get a picture of that? Close your eyes and try to find a picture. You can get the skills or acquire the skills. You have the skills or you'll get the skills. Do you have a picture? Tell me when you have a pretty clear picture of what that looks like.
Yes, I have it. I have a picture.
Okay. Is it black and white or color?
Color.
Is it near or far?
It's near, but not as close as the other one was.
How many feet?
About 3.
3 feet. Okay. Bright or dim?
Dim.
Okay. Is it looking through your own eyes or do you see yourself in it?
Looking through my eyes.
Okay. Focused or defocused?
Focused.
Changing or steady?
Steady.
All right. Is it panoramic or framed?
Panoramic.
A movie or still?
Still.
Okay. Any sounds that you hear?
No.
Really? You don't hear my voice saying, you can do it? Do you have a feeling in your body when you see this picture, Laurel? A feeling in your body anywhere?
I actually have a feeling like in my chest, but it's like light. It's a light feeling.
It's light feeling. What's
Yes.
okay? What's the intensity? If you call it light, like 1 to 5, 1 to 10. What?
Like it's a 10 feeling. It's like
It's like a warm hug.
yeah.
Okay. And what size is it? Like watermelon, grapefruit, cantaloupe? I don't know why I always go to fruit.
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and open your eyes for me. All right. Do you smell rusty nails?
No.
Thank goodness. Okay. This is what we're going to do. So what you have right now is you have a picture in your head of this person or the people that plant seeds of doubt. And you've kind of walked me through all of the modalities of that picture. Now, in our brain, what happens is whenever you have an experience, your brain does like a file save as, right? And if it does a file save as, it's like in your brain, there's a string of pearls. And this is just a high level example, but imagine a string of pearls. Every time you get mad, every time you get sad, every time you get happy, every time you have joy, every time you have anger, resentment, guilt, fear, all of those emotions, the very first time that it happens to you, your brain stores it on this string of pearls. And then the next time it happens, there's another one. And then the next time it happens, there's another one. So you have all these strings of pearls that your brain has done a file save as on. Now, for the seeds of doubt, it sounds like it has saved it in color, 1 foot from you. You feel the tension in your chest and you want to get rid of that feeling and replace it with this new belief. So you're experiencing a self-limiting belief that you can't do it because somebody who has a lot of influence over you thinks that you can't. And you want to get to a place where, no, I'm feeling like I got this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to bring up the picture of the person that gave you the doubt. And I'm going to ask you to change some of the things in that picture. And then we're going to lock it in place and we're going to like snap it like a lid on a Tupperware. You know, when you put that lid on, it's like that. We're going to then that when we do that, when that Tupperware clicks, it's reinstalling a new belief. So it's rewiring and change the modalities of your memory. Okay. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
It's okay with your unconscious mind today for you to release this self-limiting belief that you cannot do it?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Close your eyes. I want you to bring up that picture. Can you still bring up that picture of the person that's planting those seeds of doubt for you? You said it's in color. It's about 1 foot from you, bright, looking through your own eyes. It's changing and focused at the same time, kind of like a GIF, right? So you have it, you see it.
Yes, I do.
I want you to get associated to that feeling in your chest that you explained to me. It's like the intensity of an 8, just the heaviness sitting on your chest in this little tiny cute cutie size, which makes it super laser focused and possibly more painful, right? Now, I want you to take that picture. I want you to leave it in color, but I want you to push it 3 feet away from you. Can you do that for me? I want you to push it 3 feet away from you, and I want you to dim it down, make it just as dim as the other picture where you do have the skills and you can get the skills. And I want you to stay looking through your own eyes, keeping it focused, but I want you to lock it in place, make it steady. It's not a GIF anymore. I want you to make that a still image. And I want you to take that cutie feeling that you have in your chest, and I want you to just like mash it out like it's a pizza roll, like you're making a pizza dough, and now it's becoming lighter and lighter. And all of those feelings are becoming lighter and lighter. It's actually turning into the size of a watermelon-sized warm hug, and it's lifting off. And you're feeling more light and happy about your newfound ability to either get the skills or find the skills you already have. Are you there with me?
Yes.
All right, I want you to lock that picture into place. And then I want you to open your eyes. And do you smell popcorn?
No.
Cool. All right. Now, this is what's going to happen. What we took a limiting belief that you had stored based on the way that your mind has processed it. We changed the modalities in that, and then we installed a new belief. So it should actually start working in your favor, where you're going to realize, no, you're going to believe in yourself that I either have those skills or I will go get those skills. The first assignment that I have for you, Laurel, is I want you to write down, what skills do they think you don't have? Write that down. What skills do they probably think I don't have? Or can I assume they think I don't have? And then let me make a list of what skills I know I have and what skills I need to go get. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how are you feeling now about that person and handling that situation if they bring up doubt for you?
I felt better about it. Yeah.
Okay, good. So if you don't mind, I would also like to do one more little thing to help you, maybe two more little things to seal it in. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so is it okay with your unconscious mind first to completely release you of this problem where the person is planting that seed of doubt for you?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do that. So what would happen if you didn't have this doubt? What would happen if you did have the doubt? What wouldn't happen if you did have the doubt? And what wouldn't happen if you didn't have the doubt? And I want you to think about what's wrong, what caused the problem, how have you failed to resolve this? How can you overcome the solution to your problem? And what would you like to change? When will you stop it from being a limitation? How many ways do you know you've solved the problem? And I know you're changing and seeing things differently now. Okay. And what is the problem, Laurel? And how do you know? When did you decide that was a problem? When don't you do it now? When are you not, what are you not deciding when you're not doing it? And how is that different from how you were? How do you know that now? And what other changes would you like to make? And now I want you to go inside and try in vain to have the same problem. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible problem, wasn't it? And
Yes.
you want to make changes, haven't you?
Yes.
And what would it be like when you've made those changes now? In the future, as you look back and you see what it was like to have had that problem, as you think about it now, if you can make this change for yourself so that you could stop having made that change to see yourself now, do you like the way you look if you can make that change and look back at yourself having made that change now? And how do you feel about that person planting seeds of doubt for you? You feel like you could tackle it?
I feel like I can tackle it. I feel like I can do the things that I want to do.
Cool.
I've been feeling a lot of stuck lately, so that really, I think that helped.
Good. I want you to make that list. Okay. Make a list of whatever you think they think you don't know, and then make the list of what you know, and make the list of what you know you don't know. And then that's the first path of action, is to go fill that skill gap. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Laurel. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you for letting me do that. Thank you. Because I didn't want her to be stuck anymore. Okay. So this is what we're going to do right now. Everybody, I'm going to give you an assignment. And then if there's anybody else out there that's stuck, I'll try to get you unstuck too. But what I want you to do between now and January 4th, I want you to start collecting pictures. All that stuff you said you wanted to do in 2021, I want you to start collecting pictures, because on January 4th, we're going to create a manifestation, a vision board. And we're going to put all of your pictures either on a board or some sort of like, what is that paper? Cardboard paper. You know, remember in school where they had the poster board? That's what it's called, poster board. Thank you. We're going to get like poster board, put our pictures on it, and we're all going to sit here and like show, hey, these are all my pictures. We're going to sit here and do arts and crafts time, because why not? And paste all the pictures on there. You get extra credit if you come prepared with your vision board. But here's the beauty of it is once you have that vision board, we're going to go through and do another visualization. And we're going to visualize ourselves living that lifestyle and have achieving those items. Okay, we're going to do that manifestation on January 11th. So that's part 3 of the call. Part 2 is on January 4th. We'll come together. We will build our vision boards together. And we are really going to hone in, because what you're going to do between now and January 4th is go get your pictures, really solidify and make sure you are crystal clear on what you want. That's your number one assignment. Be sure, crystal clear on what you want. Then get the pictures that support it. And then come prepared to put that vision board together on January 4th. You might find that over the next couple of days or couple of weeks, some things might change for you. You might want different things. You might have different clarity, okay? And that's why I want to give you some time. Now, when you come back and you have your vision board, I also want you to have a revised manifestation statement. It is March 31st, 2021, and I am so happy and grateful that I have achieved, or I have done, or this has happened, or whatever the things are. I want you to write it out very crystal clear between now and probably December, let's just say December 15th. Take the next 8 days to really fine tune that message and identify what it is that you want, and then start collecting your pictures. Let's just say on December 15th, I want you to start one or sooner. The sooner you get clarity on your message, the better. As soon as you have clarity on your message, what I want you to do is every day wake up. I want you to read that message out loud, because as soon as it crosses your throat chakra and it's out there in the universe, you're speaking what you want. And that's a game changer. Every day, I want you to wake up as soon as you have clarity on your message and start reading it out loud. You read it out loud one time, out loud to yourself. Then I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize yourself doing it exactly like that and having that success and going through that visualization activity. Then you're going to open your eyes. You're going to read it one more time out loud. You're going to do that every day. Every day. Then what we'll do is by the time January 4th comes, you're going to be so well versed in all of that. You're going to have so much clarity. When we go to make our vision board, I'm going to ask for 3 volunteers to walk us through your vision board. And it's really important to remember why you want those things, because the more you're connected to why you want them, the more likely you are to accomplish them, because it's going to matter most. If you don't have a strong association or a strong tie to why you want these items, you might give up. You might find yourself, as soon as a little bit of lack of progress settles in, you might find yourself giving up. I will tell you, from a mindset perspective, the moment you start feeling like you want to give up is probably when you're about ready to experience the most growth, right? I don't know about anybody else, but I am a combative individual. When I'm encountering a process that's got me all wrapped around the axle and nothing is going smooth anymore. And I'm like, what the hell? What's the point? And then Stacy comes in with the positive, hey, remember, we're doing this because of this. And then I'm like, shit, right? And then I got to go get my own mind right. It takes a few minutes for her to get me to realize, hey, it's not the end of the world. Sometimes I feel like it might be the end of the world. And then I literally get to the point where I'm like, it's not really the end of the world, is it? Shit. Okay. So I might have to do this one thing in order to get what I want. And yes, it's super inconvenient, but if I just did it, everything I want's on the other side of that uncomfortable thing. Does that make sense? And that's where the growth happens. And I'm very combative about that process. It's difficult for me because I prefer shit to go smooth. In fact, I spend all of my time planning everything, dotting every I, crossing every T, mapping out every little possible contingency that may or may not happen. And just in case, so that I can be prepared, I am just wired that way. So the moment something doesn't go smoothly, I'm like, oh man, how did I miss that? Why did I miss that? Where did I miss that in my plan, right? I'm sort of a robot geek like that. And thank goodness for people like Stacy who are like, oh, it's not really the end of the world. We're highly paid problem solvers, Jen. And I'm like, oh shit, that's right, we are. We actually tell people that they are too. So let me go ahead and put my hat back on and put on my crown and adjust it. I want you guys to think about what it is that for you, when you know you're about ready to hit growth, when you know you're about ready to break through a barrier. Do you know that about yourself? Do you know when that's going to happen or when you feel it? Personally, I know when I'm in an uncomfortable situation that if I just persevere and get through it, I'm going to have a breakthrough and I'm going to be on the other side of it. And I'm going to be like, okay, that wasn't that hard. It was a little uncomfortable, but it wasn't life ending or very difficult. So I want you guys to think about those types of things too. Where might you give up? And then I want you to write down, is my why strong enough to get me through giving up? And that's where you're going to figure out whether or not it's going to work for you, right? Okay, so I think I have questions somewhere. Okay, Patel, can you reclass? Oh, higher? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Cassandra. Oh, can we use a vision board? Where's? Oh, a vision board. Okay. So very good. So a vision board, for those of you that don't know what a vision board is, we take pictures of what we want that kind of represent it the best for us. And whether it's from a magazine or print it from offline or online, you print it all out and you map it out so that you're creating like this vision board. For example, when I was doing poker professionally, I used to play Monday through Friday, and I had this goal of winning the LA Poker Championship at the Bicycle Casino. And I was going through the process, and I literally made a vision board with myself, right? I took a selfie and I put myself in it. And then I had all these chips and all these stacks of dollar bills all over the place. And like it said LA Poker Classic on it. And I did all the things. And I had that vision board, and I placed 67th out of 350, which to me was a big deal. But at that time, I wanted to win it, right? But the vision board is everything you want to achieve and have around you, Cassandra. So for example, our current vision board has all kinds of stuff on it, like all the trips we want to take, the yacht that we don't want to buy. We just want to rent it and go on a vacation, because I'm not trying to own a yacht. And all of the things and experiences that we want to do, right? So that's what the vision board is about. Now, all of those things need to match what your manifestation message is. So your manifestation message that you write is going to be very specific to what you want to achieve. And everything that's listed in there, you need to try to have a picture of that for your vision board. Because as you're reading it out loud and you're looking at the vision board and you're closing your eyes and you're envisioning yourself doing those things, it's all part of the magical pieces that come together. Can you use a vision board app? Absolutely. Margaret Stevens, I didn't even know you were on here. Hello. How are you? So many pages on people. Can you reclassify the manifestation message? But tell what?
Clarify.
Oh, clarify it. Okay. Oh yeah. Reclarify. Okay. So the manifestation message is the one, Patel, that is like, it is March 31st, 2021. And I am so happy and grateful that you're going to write that out based on, I'm so happy and grateful that I achieved whatever goals they were, or I have accomplished these things. And you're going to write it as if it's already happened. Hopefully that answered your question. You see what Target and Home Depot did to you? Yes, Vandy, I do. I see what Home Depot and Target did to me. They made me amazing, right? Okay, maybe not so much. You were asking about what kind of board. Oh, got it. Struggling to manage my thoughts about money and why I deserve to become financially free. Caitlin, I love that honesty. Do you want to talk? You want to come off mute? Where are you?
Sure.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm
okay.
struggling.
Struggling. I can't. There you are. I'm like, I can't see you. I got to find the page you're on. There you are. All right. Are you at work right now, Caitlin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is it okay with you to talk about this in front of everybody? Or do you want to do this?
I'm in a separate room, so I'm okay. But
okay.
I've been hitting a roadblock on money. And I'm sorry, I'm so emotional, but it's hurting me emotionally. When I think of money, I've been told my whole life, I don't deserve it. I won't find it. I won't be good at managing it. And those things are coming true as I've gotten older. And I'm stuck. I don't want to be bad at money. I want to be good with my finances. I want to be able to save money, and I want to be able to do the things I need to do, like get financially free. But there's that roadblock I keep hitting where I find myself doing well, and then it's like I get sideswiped and my doubt comes in, and then there's things that just keep popping up one after the next for money. And I don't understand what to do when I think about money anymore.
Okay.
Like it stresses me out.
I want to help you. I want you to take a deep breath with me, Caitlin. Okay. Just like breathe in through your nose, long, and breathe out through your mouth. I want to get you into a calm state so that we can extract a couple of questions. The first thing is, it's okay to be emotional about it. Okay.
In a long time of thinking about it by myself.
Yeah. I personally, I can relate to what you're saying. I've personally had some of the same issues with money. The relationship with money is It's very difficult for a lot of people out there. So you're not alone. That's the first thing I want you to know. Okay. The second thing I want you to understand is that, I mean, from the time a child is 0 through 7, what they learn, they're a sponge, and everything that they hear, the voices and all of the people that are influencing and raising and developing that child, whatever their views on money are, become your or the child's views of money, right? So when you say that doubt creeps in, how does that doubt creep in for you? Is it a voice in your head, a thought, a picture? What is it?
It's a thought.
Is that
It
thought
usually
in,
starts. It
Go ahead.
usually starts around right away, like the stress of money. Every time I think about money, it's hard to like not be stressed out.
Okay.
At 18, I got in student loans that I'm still paying. I got a car that was expensive and leased, and I've still been paying on it because I'm still contracted in, and the situations around money, like I try to manage it well, and it seems like every time I get to that point where it's doing well, something else comes up and I can't keep up with it. And I want to do well because I want to get into financial freedom and be able to do amazing things and help people, but money's been my stress my whole life. I didn't have it growing up. I had to fight to keep going in college when I dropped out. I'm still fighting for it. I had to get a whole new job just now during COVID because I needed more money. Hours got dropped and now I'm stuck again. And I feel like my association with money is wrong and there's something disconnecting me from it.
When you say one moment. I'm getting
I know
choked
I
up.
need a drink too.
No, it's okay. I'm getting choked up listening to you. When you say it's a thought that comes to you, is that thought in a particular person's voice or is it your voice?
It's usually my mom's.
Okay. What are your mom's views on money?
My mom's view on me in particular has just never been good. And in order for me to even get money as a kid, like I had to fight for it. I had to do all my chores. I had to babysit my sister and brother for hours or weeks. Like it was never something that came easy, and it still feels like it's not coming easy. And I read books on it, and I talk to people about money, and it's just there's some disconnect.
Yeah. Okay. God, I wish I could do my tuning forks on you right now.
It's been my roadblock for since the summer, and I keep trying to combat it on my own, and it just keeps feeling like it's getting worse and I'm not able to get over it.
Yeah. Okay. When was the first time, when did you start working? How old were you when you started your first job?
14.
14. And is that because your mom, was that your own decision because you didn't have money as a kid?
Kind of. It was my mom and dad got me the job, and that was kind of what started it. I kind of wanted to because I was working as a babysitter, and
Okay.
it just I wasn't doing anything but babysitting one kid once a week.
Now, have you ever had a time in your life when it felt like money was flowing really nicely for you?
Before I went to college, maybe when I was 17, I worked at a bank. I lived on my own because I moved out at a young age. I didn't have a car. I biked everywhere, so I didn't have that bill. I just had rent and utilities. And then I jumped into college at 18, and ever since I've had my student loans, which are
Can I share something with you?
Yeah.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Okay. That was something that you did for yourself, and it's okay. I want to share something with you though. I got kicked out when I was 17. I also lived on my own for a long period of time. And I also rode my bike to work. And I'll just tell you a funny story just to break it up a little bit. So can shift the energy and then get into fixing it. But I always thought myself as a really cool person. And then I was riding my bike to work because I had to get to work and there was no other way to get to work. I was 17 and I was really cool, right? Just ask me. I was riding my bike to work and it was like the first time that I had done it. My boss was super impressed. Was like, I'm so excited that you did that. That was really cool. You made it to work no matter what. And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. I'm going to be at work, right? That night later, I was at a party and I'm not going to say what we were doing, but there were bongs passing around. And somebody said, hey, I saw you riding your bike to the mall. And I said, I was like this. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. No, it was you. I swear I saw you. You had the same thing. You had this shit. And I was like, no, that wasn't me. And my friends lost their minds. Like they were laughing so hard at me. And I was like, shut up. Because they all knew I rode my bike. It's a true damn story. I have a couple of friends in the group that are in the Facebook group that are probably going to see this and laugh. But I literally stuck to that was not me. But I had to ride my bike to work too. I will tell you, by the time I was 21 years old, my relationship with money, Caitlin, was so bad. By the time I was 21 years old, I think I was about $55,000 in debt with credit cards because I didn't know. I wasn't educated in that, right? And so when it came to college and I went to college, I got my own student loans. I had to take myself and put myself through college. I will tell you right now, I still to this day have $120,000 in student loans and I don't give a shit. It doesn't bother me that they're not paid off. Don't let it bother you. Okay. You did that education and that shows that you are able to finish what you start. And that's all that matters. Right? Yeah, you have some student loan debt. It's okay. I do too. A lot of people do. And a lot of people get wrapped up on, oh God, I got to be debt free in order to be financially free. I am so far from debt free. It's not funny, but it's good debt. And that's what you got to think about. There are ways that, there is debt that you are okay with, and there is debt that you are not okay with. Compound interest on credit cards. I mean, unless they're giving you points and you're getting free shit and there's zero interest, and you're being really strategic with it. I'm not a fan of the credit card situation.
Yeah.
To me, I would rather have my debt in an asset. If I have to use credit cards to get that asset to perform at a different level, cool. And then I have a debt replenishment repayment program. And then I focus on how can I, and Stacey will chime in too, but I literally am always asking, how can I make it rain? What do I got to do to make it rain? How can I make it rain? What do I got to do to bring in the money and focus on the money that's coming to me? And then being really super grateful. So here's what I want you to do that will help shift your relationship with money, Caitlin. Every single day, I want you to write down 3 things that you're grateful for and that you appreciate. I appreciate that I have my job and that I'm making the money that I am. I appreciate that I'm able to get to work. Just the smallest things that you're going to write down about your appreciation and your gratitude for those things. And then more things will come. You're not going to talk about the things that aren't there, because when we focus on what we don't want, nobody's listening to whether or not you want it or don't. They just hear debt. And so debt is what's happening. So I want you to start focusing on how to make it rain. As soon as I shifted that for myself, it was a while ago. It was over two decades ago. But as soon as I did, I literally, this is going to say, I can't even believe I'm going to self-disclose this much, but I don't even look at our bank account. Okay. Like I don't even look at it, because if it gets too low, I freak out and I tell Stacey, oh shit. And I start doing what you just admittedly do, freak out about money. Right. So I can't even look at the bank account. All I focus on is the money that's coming in. I don't think about the money going out. I just focus on the money that's going in, and I let Stacey figure out what has to go out. And I know that probably sounds really crazy, right? But if I focus on what's coming in with a lot of emphasis and intention, it just keeps coming. And I also have a process to be grateful for it. Like I have a specific gratitude journal, and I think you should get it and just write down what you're grateful for. The other thing is, anything that you're using or investing in yourself, I want you to write that down too. Being grateful for investing in yourself. You invested in your college education. There is nothing wrong with that. You invested in you, and you are worth it. And I want you to I'm going to send you, I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I probably should have disclosed that at the beginning of the call, but just so everybody knows, I didn't hypnotize anybody today other than Laurel, who was willing. I'm going to make you a playlist, an abundance playlist that I listen to every night. I'm going to share it with you. And I just want you to listen to it. And there's some sound healing in it. As I think that you might have in your, I don't know what you believe in, but I believe in the human biofield. And I believe that there are some things that might have blockages for you, especially like in your sacral chakra, your throat chakra, and your heart chakra, in that mid part of your body. I don't know if there's anything or anywhere that you can go. If I could be near you, I would do my tuning forks on you to tune your biofield and get you all aligned. But there is a balancing chakras meditation that you can use. I use it, Stacy and I use it almost every day to stay in alignment so that all of your energy is focused on what you want and you're kind of in alignment about everything. And I'll send you the meditation that we use for that too. What I want you to start doing is affirmations. You got to think about affirmations. Is it possible for you to do sleep hypnosis?
What is that?
So I do sleep hypnosis every night. I even have my kids. We have these little JBL speakers and we have them in their rooms, and the whole house is doing sleep hypnosis. While we sleep, we're in meditative state, and there are affirmations, positive affirmations about money, about abundance, about personal growth, about clearing your energies, all of those things, about self-worth, what you're worth, what you're worthy of. I mean, you name it, I can make you a customized playlist. And while you're asleep, you're in that meditative state, and those affirmations are subconsciously being planted into your mind so that you're more confident, you're more secure, you're more, I don't know, focused on what you want, more at a higher vibration, if that's lack of a better term. And
I feel like I need that.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you. I have sent it to a couple of our other students and it's working for them and they like to do it. But the only downfall is that your spouse has to be okay with it too. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of benefits. I got Stacy into it. We do it every night now. It's probably like 4 years of doing sleep hypnosis overnight, where we're going through that process. And we have a really cool playlist that I'll share with you. And it's just about when you invest in yourself, it's okay, right? Now, if you're out there, you also got to think about, like, when do you know that it's time to go on a shopping spree? Like, if you're doing shopping sprees, we got to figure out a way to stop that behavior and what might be triggering it. If you're not doing that stuff and you're just focused on, hey, I got to pay the bills and I got to do the work and I got to do the things, how can we shift that to, what do I need to do to just make it rain?
So
Right?
I'll tell you what I spend a lot of money on food. I've been looking through my finances because I've been stressing out, and I feel that I get stressed and then I buy food, and then it's a repeat because I get stressed out about money again and then I buy food, and it's been happening for so long that I didn't even know I was doing it.
This is awesome.
And then it doesn't help my body because I'm trying to work out, and it doesn't help that because I'm eating food.
Yeah. And you know what though? The fact that you're aware of that is everything. That's the first step. So what I want you to do is, like, in your journal where you're doing gratitude, I also want you to make a note of when you are triggered to purchase food that you don't really want or need. You're just stress eating, right? When I did it, is like back in the day, I don't know how much it was for a Starbucks, but I swear to God, I was spending $225 on Starbucks a month, right? Wow. Yeah, I know, it was stupid, but they're so good. Right? Like, it's just so damn good. And like, if you think about $200 a month times 12 months, let's just do some math. Fuck it. $2,400 in coffee in a year. And you know what? $2,400 in coffee. And I probably wore a size 24 pants because I was like just sitting there drinking all the coffee and trying to stay awake. But it wasn't just black coffee. It was the caramel frappuccino with the extra caramel and the extra whipped cream, and, you know, put a banana in it, make it really good. Can you add vanilla bean? Like, it was stupid. It was over the top, but it was stress eating. As soon as I quit my Starbucks habit, I got more money each month. Then I started thinking about other things. There's a really cool book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Have you ever read it?
I haven't, no.
It is a life-changing book, and I recommend anybody read it. It is literally a book. The entire premise of the book is that your whole life can change its direction with small, tiny, incremental decision changes, right? So for example, in this book, he's talking about, you know, if everybody knew that if you eat a freaking Big Mac for 20 years, you might die of a heart attack. Like, if it didn't have the accumulative effect where it was 20 years later, like, or if you smoked a cigarette and you just died nobody would smoke cigarettes. Nobody would be eating Big Macs, right? It's like that instant, oh yeah, okay, I guess I better not do that. But the compound effect of smoking a pack of cigarettes a day or eating a Big Mac a day, it starts to add up and it starts to change your body. It starts to change your attitude, your mindset, everything. So his whole thing is like, if you just chose to do one different decision in a day. So when you know it's time to buy food for stress eating, what would you want to do instead? That's
Grab
what
a healthy snack out of my fridge.
Exactly. How can you do that proactively?
Have snacks ready for me.
Yeah. So that and who else can you, Kahisha is my accountability partner for working out, right?
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been talking so much since I've been in Mexico. Sorry. But you get an accountability partner that you check in with every day, right? So if you say, I'm going to make it my intention every day to plan my snacks and meals out. And as long as I follow that plan, I'm going to send my accountability partner a message saying, hey, I hit it. Sometimes Kahisha will just send me a fist pump or a check mark, whatever it is. And I'll send one back. We'll be like, all right, girl, I'll talk to you tomorrow. We want to make sure that we've got each other to stay on track, right? So who could you use as an accountability partner so that you could bounce that off and say, hey, I planned my meals today. I planned my snacks today. I used to do this with Janine too. I planned all of that stuff. Now what? Like, I'm good. I did great. And then do something for yourself. Like mark that off. If you do it 14 days in a row, how could you reward yourself without spending an ass load of money? You know what I mean? Like, how could you reward yourself for it? So part of the relationship with money that we have is that 9 times out of 10, we're running from something. Like we're running from the pain of whatever it is. And that triggers stress eating. That triggers retail therapy, which is what my problem was. I would be stressed out. I didn't go to food. I got a Starbucks and I went shopping, right? And so, but $55,000 later in credit cards and a whole bunch of Starbucks, I had a problem. So it's just important to identify what is the behavior that triggers it. And then how can I replace that behavior with something else? And you've already done that for yourself, right? So the buying extra.
I did it over the weekend because I had enough. I hit this weekend and I cried myself to sleep and I was like, okay, what can I change?
Yeah. You just make one small change every week. That's all you got to do, Caitlin. One small change every week. It will start to shift your behavior in a way. And then I'm going to recommend this. You don't, obviously have to follow anything that I say, but there is an app called Lose It. And if you track everything that you put in your mouth.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That's some serious self-accountability.
Oh,
that's when you graduate away from the accountability partner and you're like, I am literally logging all caloric intake. And you know what? I promised myself that I'm going to meal plan and I'm going to do this proactively and I'm going to show up for me and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to log everything. And you'll start to, your eyes will pop out of your head when you realize just how much extra is going in. And then you'll start to notice changes in your body, changes in your emotional state, changes in your focus, your ability to focus, and everything will open up. That plus the playlist, the meditations, the gratitude, all of that, it's like one big warm hug to just kind of like shift things for you. If you do all of that for the next 90 days, your life will be completely different. And the last thing I want to tell you is wholesale your ass off.
I know.
What can you do to get wholesaling going in that first quarter? How many deals, like when you're thinking about March 31st, 2021, how many wholesale deals can you do for an assignment fee of anywhere between $2,500 to $10,000? How many of those can you do to get some extra money? And I'm not talking about getting extra money to pay off your bills or pay off your student loans. No, I won't let you do that. I won't.
Okay. Because that's kind of what my mindset goes to is like,
exactly.
I'm getting money to pay off debt. And that I think that is part of the problem.
It is a massive part of the problem. It's probably 99% of the problem because why in the hell do I want to make money just to pay it off? I don't. I want to make money
motivational
to invest in something that will continue to pay me so that then I can. That's what your automatic debt repayment plan is. I'm going to make me some wholesale money. I'm going to invest it in this buy and hold property. I'm going to get this money coming into me. And then I'll have a payment plan on my stuff that it'll pay off when it pays off. It doesn't have to be at zero, right? Unfortunately, in America, that is pounded in our heads. No debt, be debt free. Like, really? That's
been
not
my
the
whole
goal.
life.
Yeah, that's not the goal, because it's going to demotivate you. That's what keeps the people like on a cycle, like that hamster wheel of, oh, I'm not gaining any progress. I got to hurry up and pay off all these credit cards. I got to pay off this student loan. And then you don't make progress on the goals, on the assets that are going to pay things for you. Right. Natasha made a post about 6 months ago that I thought was awesome. It was super classy. And it was about like, have a property, an income property for every bill you have. It was like, how is you got a property for your car payment, a property for your car payment or house payment, a property, or 3 properties for, your mortgage, and like all the things, every bill that you have. Your goal, I just want to go out and get a property for everything, every little thing that I have. And then once I have that, that's my automatic debt repayment, right? Then I can start acquiring properties that just pay me. And that's the mindset shift you need to have. Like, don't be doing this stuff just to pay debt. That's so boring. You'll give up. You won't want to do it.
Yeah, I was close.
Yeah. Okay. Like, that's the way I want you to think about it. So I'm writing it down. I'm going to send you the playlist.
When it comes to accountability partners, I don't really know if I have anyone.
Text me. I got you.
Okay.
Message me on Messenger. Okay. I'll be your accountability partner.
My wife lets me get away with too much stuff, so she's a little
Mine
bit.
too. Mine too. My
She
wife
looks
is an
at my
enabler.
sweet face and then she's like, just do it.
Anybody else want the playlist? Yeah, I see heads nodding. Cool. All right, we'll get everybody the playlist. Let's see, we're going to send you all the abundance playlist. Okay, it's an abundance playlist. It's really cool. There's this guy that we follow. His name is Kenneth Soares. He's really calm, really cool. I love him to death. So we'll send that to you, everybody that showed up today. Put it in the chat right now. Oh, Stacy's actually going to drop it in the chat. So go to the chat if you want it. She's going to drop it in the chat for you guys right now. Maureen Borsis. Yes, $135 a month Starbucks habit. You did too, Maureen? Okay, cool. I feel human again. Very good. And Tajane, you are in the middle of the compound effect. Right on. Darren Hardy is a beast. I love that book. It's a very good book. If you guys, I'm going to put in the chat, if you are interested in reading that book is amazing. And it's all about the small decisions that add up, compound effect. I believe in reading books to try and like self-improvement. I know that's really crazy, but it works, Oh, I think I just sent that to only Cassandra. Sorry. Let me put that to all panelists. There we go. There we go. Okay. Go ahead and
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Caitlin. I'm glad. I'm glad that I was able to help you. We'll get you set there, right? Start writing down, keep a journal. Journaling is life. I always am journaling. Journaling is life. And then wake up in the morning and just start thinking about, like, set your intentions for the day. Today, and just start small. Today, I intend to make sure that I plan my meals and eat my snacks. And then I'm going to let Jen know that I did it by the end of the day. Right. And then just send it to me and I'll be like, all right. And I'm tracking my stuff too right now. So it'll be really good.
Okay, good.
I'm openly disclosing that I started Weight Watchers. I'm not going to say any names, but I get 17 points a day. Right. And I got all these 0-point foods and I'm learning a new way. And I'm like, this is cool. I could do this. Actually keeps it pretty simple. Then I don't got to track so much. I only got to track the points, the food with the points. So you'll get all set. You do this for 90 days, Caitlin, in your mind. You're going to have a whole new body, whole new mindset. Cool. All right. Now, wow, we still have a lot of people here. Thank you all for staying with Caitlin during that. That was really cool. Anybody else that heard that stuff, it might help you too. To me, it's like you write down what you're grateful for every day. You feel good, right? When you wake up and you think about all the shit that you don't want, that doesn't feel good. And I want you to stay feeling good. So wake up in the morning and just, this is what I'm grateful for. Write it down. And then set your intentions for the day too. We always set our intentions about what we're going to accomplish for the day. And then you stay true to yourself when you do it, when you do those things, and then you can celebrate it. It's awesome. It's good stuff. Cool. So you guys all excited? We're going to do another call on January 4th. Just want to make sure everybody's clear on what you need. Okay. So between now and December 15th, I want you to get super clear on your manifestation message. the letter you're going to write to yourself. I'm so happy and grateful, right? It's March 31st, 2021. So happy and grateful for blah, 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 all the things that you want. After you get clarity on that on December 15th, I want you to start collecting pictures that represent your manifestation message. Start collecting them. On January 4th, we're going to come together. We're going to build vision boards. It's going to be fun. We'll do arts and crafts. And then I'll take 3 people that are just super excited to present. And then if anybody else after the 3 people is like, no, but I want to do it too, then we'll go along and we'll do that. On January 11th, we'll do a follow-up call where we are going to visualize and manifest, because I'm going to tell you why I'm picking January 11th, because it's a powerful day. It's 3 1s, right? So like if you think of 3 1s, it's like January is the 1 and then 11. So it's like 2 gateways, and I'm not trying to flip you guys off, I swear, but it's 2 gateways and then you're in the middle of the gateway. Seriously, think about that. You're in the middle of a gateway, going to walk and step through it, and you're going to manifest that. So walking through the gateway on the other side is everything that you want. It's a very powerful day we're going to spend together, okay? 12/12. That's awesome. That's a good birthday, 12/12. My friend Steve, his birthday is 12/12. Yeah. Stacy's 10/12. She messed up. She should have been 10/10. Don't tell her. Oh, shit, she's here. Cammie is also 10/12. That's right. Hey, anybody here September 23rd? I have a special prize if you're September 23rd. Anybody? Oh, damn, that's my birthday. Nobody ever has my birthday. So everybody good on that? Your manifestation message. Get the pictures. Joseph, I saw your hand. Do you have a question? Go ahead. Oh, you're good. Okay, good. Cool. If you want to do the compound effect, get it, read it. It's amazing. Also, if you are not a part of my Get the Fuck Over Yourself Facebook group, join it. Join that group. In there is a whole bunch of units that I have from the Darren Hardy Compound Effect book. So if you're not in that group, join that group. I'll approve you. I haven't been very active in it, but I set it up like a year ago. And that was where I was helping people with mindset stuff. Just request that. Yeah, Bruce Springsteen does have my birthday. He was the boss. He was my favorite. But tell you're so funny. Join that group. And then there's a whole bunch of like units in there about how to overcome like anything, any particular aspect of your life, whether it's career, relationships, health and fitness. There's challenges in there that you can take and they're kind of fun. It's all free. Just go in there and grab it. Oh, and then Stacy put it in there. Thank you. Stacy put it in the chat. We'll go in and approve you guys. But in there, I have a bunch of units about mindset stuff and just those small little things that you can get from the Compound Effect book. I was a broker of knowledge, took that book and was like, shit, I want to share this with everybody. So the other thing I would tell you is try as hard as you can to get a gratitude journal and write down what you're grateful for every day and set your intentions every day on what you want to do. Right. And then at the end of the day, you can kind of like reflect on, I really showed up for myself today. And that feels good, right? Are you guys excited? I'm so excited that so many of you are here with us today. And the book is free if you have an Audible account. That's correct. I love my Kindle. Right on. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Does anybody have anything that you want to ask? This is the December to remember, and we're wrapping up 2020. We're going to get into 2021 and just like take off. Did I miss any other questions? No. Oh, Teresa. There's nothing better than a son that just loves you. Right? That's cute. No L's in 2021. What? What does that mean, Tajani? What does that mean? No L's in 2021. What does that mean? Tell me.
Yeah, it means that like we're not taking any losses in 2020.
Yes.
Like 2020 was a big like setback, even though I ended up like forward, like in a better position than I was kind of. Yeah. But no L's, no losses.
I like it. I like it a lot. That's cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you on January 4th. Don't forget, December 15th, get really clear on that manifestation message. Start reading it out loud to yourself, okay? Out loud is very important. It's got to cross the throat chakra. The universe has to hear you loud and clear, okay? All right, cool. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go hit the plunge pool. Bye, guys.